Look, one of the concerning stories with last week's budget relates to the hastily cobbled together National Disability Insurance Scheme. This was never properly funded by the Gillard government. How could it be when there was never any definition of which Australians who are disabled qualify for the scheme? The budget's now forecasting that the NDIS will cost more than $33 billion a year by 2024-25, almost $10 billion more than the Productivity Commission estimated the full cost would be. The scheme's costs will rise by 12% this year, next year by 10.5%, and then over the 3 years after that. Jointly funded by the Commonwealth and the states, but by 2024-25, the Commonwealth will pick up 61% of the tab. Other figures are staggering. The number of people who are supported by the NDIS is expected to grow to 530,000 within a few years. The average payment per NDIS participant increased by almost 48% between 2017 and 2020. Just prior to the last election, Prime Minister Morrison was being asked a raft of questions in Parliament about the National Disability Insurance Scheme, and he said this, and I quote, "The National Disability Insurance Scheme is fully funded under the budget. It's fully funded, and if the estimates of demand contained in that budget are increased and there is greater demand, then every single claim, every single package and every single payment will be made to support that program." He said if the estimates of the demand for that program are greater than what was in the budget, then there will be a variation to reflect that and the funding will flow. There is no impediment whatsoever, he said, to the individual flow of funds to the NDIS, unquote. Now, of course, there are those of us fortunate enough not to have a disability or not to have to care for someone with a disability. But some of the cases coming across my desk are unbelievable, diabolical and disgraceful. You might recall a couple of years ago on this program, I highlighted some of these in relation to so-called plans which relate to the disabled. One mother then told me each time a therapist was required to do anything for her severely disabled daughter, the $170 an hour came out of her daughter's plan, when that money could have been used to provide a severely disabled person with care. Many of you say the communication from the NDIS is either nil or you're treated, quote, like a begging dog. They understand what the Prime Minister said, that there would be, quote, no impediment to the funding. But one distressed mother with a 52-year-old mentally disabled daughter told me she had to sit on the phone for hours to simply ask for essential services. These people are saying to me, what about disabled people who don't have parents to go into bat for them? This mother was 76. She said the system had driven her mad. Recently, the former Defence Minister, Senator Linda Reynolds, has had a very rough time. She's no longer Defence Minister, but the Minister for Disabilities, responsible now for the National Disability Insurance Scheme. I wrote to her in detail about a dreadful case that was referred to me. The mother was being given a god-awful runaround by the Queensland authorities. Linda Reynolds turned everything upside down and responded to me in the most personal way, aware of every detail, and personally solved the problem. Sometimes our judgments about some of these politicians can be too swift. Linda Reynolds may yet prove the hope of the side, remembering that the Prime Minister did say every single claim, every single package and every single payment will be made to support the program. It's an awful lot of money, but which of us would swap places with some of our disabled brothers and sisters? We must always focus on their ability while ministering to their disability. They're all sons and daughters and husbands and wives of someone. The decency of any society, I've said many times, derives from how it treats those most in need. It's to be hoped there are no disabled people out there who feel they're missing out because the bureaucracy behaves in a manner inconsistent with my experience of the new Minister, Linda Reynolds. And I thank you, Minister Reynolds. What are your thoughts out there? Email me, alan@skynews.com.au, or the text line 0414 000 848.